Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, dwyervip.com. Remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. You know, years ago, James Toney won the heavyweight title. Now, you might not have remembered that because James Toney then got stripped of the title. He actually failed a post-fight drug test. Right? Now, keep in mind, we're all applauding Roy Jones for jumping several weight classes to win the heavyweight title. Just remember that James Toney did it as well, but the drug test got in the way. Well, it looks like a drug test might get in the way of Lucas Browne's win over Ruslan Chagayev, and that's going to have repercussions throughout the heavyweight division if it does. Right? First, let me say, this is my take. You can have yours. There's certain guys in the heavyweight division, right? Deontay Wilder comes to mind, who have belts who, in my opinion, can't fight inside. Right? Ruslan Chagayev can. Ruslan Chagayev is also a southpaw who knows how to dodge a jab. Now, I'll agree, his fight against Vladimir Klitschko is problematical, right? Klitschko keeps him outside with a jab. But that's Vladimir Klitschko. That's not these young guys, right? Understand Chagayev, who is in his 30s, who has been in the sport a long time, in my opinion, just on talent, can beat a lot of the elite players out there. Now, if Browne gets stripped, right, and Chagayev gets the title back, understand there's another heavyweight. He's not even one of these young guys. He's Oquendo, who's actually the #1 contender for that title. Right? So it's conceivable that Chagayev would fight Oquendo again. Right? The first fight was close, folks. Right? That's a competitive match. If they give Oquendo step-aside money, then that's going to open up a lot of things because a lot of fights don't seem to be finalized. Right? We keep hearing that Povetkin is going to fight Deontay Wilder. Right? But yet that fight, for some reason, hasn't quite been finalized. Right? We keep hearing that Vladimir Klitschko is going to fight Tyson Fury, but for some reason, that fight hasn't quite been finalized. All I'm saying is you're going to have guys who want to share the heavyweight belt, who might want to do it by fighting Ruslan Chagayev instead of fighting, let's say, Alexander Povetkin. Right? The winner of Charles Martin, Anthony Joshua. So pay close attention to heavyweight. Let me say this too. You know, Lucas Browne beat James Toney. Lucas Browne's a damn good fighter. Right? If Lucas Browne gets by this, let's say he gets stripped, but he's still out there. Right? Doesn't get suspended for any lengthy period of time. Understand, Lucas Browne is still dangerous. Right? Lucas Browne would be a guy who other people would want to fight. Keep in mind, Lucas Browne, as I make this video, is still unbeaten. So keep a big eye on the heavyweight division because at this point, there are too many moving parts. Right? You got Fury's title, you got Chagayev's title, you got Charles Martin's title, right? Joseph Parker's fighting an elimination. Let's just say a lot's going on in the division, right? Unlike other divisions where you think in terms of one or two guys ruling the roost. Right now, they're having an all-out battle royale at heavyweight to figure out who's ruling the roost. I'm not sure if any of us fully know how it turns out, right? In fact, I think I do. I think Tyson Fury is going to rule the roost, but we'll find out in the ring. Let me say this, too, about Tyson Fury. You know, I think the world of Tyson Fury. I think he's the best out there. I think only Alexander Povetkin might give him a problem right now. But in Tyson Fury's own family, I hope people are fully aware of the fact that he doesn't have the best jab. The best jab belongs to Hughie Fury. I can't even say his name here, right? He's fighting in the coming days. I need to have the hardcore boxing fan out there look at this guy's jab. It's beautiful. When a fighter knows how to frame a jab, he doesn't have to throw anything else. He can stay outside, he can move, he can pulverize you. That's Hughie Fury. He doesn't have the big punch, right? Understand, Ali didn't have a big punch, right? He doesn't have the big punch. He's getting by on timing and a great jab. I'm just telling you, that jab is better than Tyson Fury's jab, right? Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's talk about a few other things, right? I'm fascinated by what's happening with all this trainer smack talk. I don't really recall Angelo Dundee back in the day talking smack like Freddie Roach has been talking about Teddy Atlas. Right? Now you have Abel Sanchez in the mix. Right? Abel Sanchez is saying, hey, you know what? Teddy's not really going to add much to Tim Bradley's game. Right? Let me just say I disagree. Tim Bradley sat down on his punches against Brandon Rios. Right? I'm not sure if Bradley before then would have sat down on his punches like he did under Teddy Atlas's tutelage against Brandon Rios. Right? I was surprised. Rios has a great chin. Bradley went to the body and took him out. Now I know Jesse Vargas recently got a big win. Looked great. I know Jesse Vargas wants to get Tim Bradley back in the ring. Okay, fair enough. I applaud these Warrior guys who, say, hey, this guy beat me and I'm upset about it. Right? Who do I want to fight? I want to fight the guy who beat me. Right? I applaud Jesse Vargas for the focus. Right? But I'm not sure if the fighter Jesse Vargas fights is going to be the same guy. Joel Diaz, Bradley's previous trainer, is an excellent trainer. But Bradley seems to be sitting down on his punches a lot more. Now, people need to look hard at this Bradley-Manny Pacquiao fight. Right? They fought 2 times. I've picked Bradley 2 times. Right? Second time, Bradley gets hurt, right? But understand, both times, those fights go the distance. I'm telling you, with Teddy Atlas in his corner, don't be surprised if Bradley doesn't go hunting for Manny Pacquiao, right? I'm expecting Bradley to try to corner him because Pacquiao is front foot. He's not back foot. Right? He jumps around the ring, but Bradley can jump around the ring. Right? Bradley is the kind of guy who can corner you. Right? This version of Timothy Bradley might actually try to close the show. It's a legacy fight. Right? Manny Pacquiao says he might retire after this fight. Timothy Bradley wants to get in the Boxing Hall of Fame. He wants statement fights. Don't be surprised if he doesn't try to make a statement here. He's not going to be jumping around the ring like he did against Juan Manuel Marquez. Let me talk about Terence Crawford. Crawford is one of the best fighters in the sport of boxing. Let me say this, though. He's at a point in his career where commercially he wants to take the next step. Right? Now, let me say he's at a fork in the road. I think he's taking the wrong part of the street here. Right? Terence Crawford's next fight's going to be pay-per-view. Right? Bob Arum, his promoter, has said, hey, I think we could get 300,000 viewers. Right? That's nice. Now, I know there have been some pay-per-view cash cows, right? Mayweather, Tyson, okay. Oscar De La Hoya, Okay, there have been a few pay-per-view cash cows. Folks, those fighters are few and far between. Right? Few and far between. Right? My point to you, too, is, if the NFL ever had a game and they only got 300,000 viewers, that'd be a tragedy. Right? Major League Baseball, if they only had 300,000 viewers, that'd be a tragedy. I believe the right side of the street is the side that puts you not on cable, but on broadcast TV. I don't understand why this is a hard concept. Terence Crawford is a wholesome guy from Nebraska, right? Great interview, one of boxing's best interviews. Nice guy, doesn't have a lot of baggage. I don't understand why the focus here isn't on getting him in front of not 300,000 fans. And I understand these fans would be paying, okay, whatever. But how about getting him in front of 1.6 to 2.4 million fans? Isn't that what you want? If you're Terence Crawford, don't you want to build your brand? Could you imagine if Coke and Pepsi only sold, their commercials on, pay-per-view 300,000 telecasts, viewership things? That'd be ridiculous, right? I actually prefer the movement toward broadcast television. I think it helps everybody, not just during the telecast, but then if fans see the dominance that is Terence Crawford, more fans, then maybe more advertisers will say, hey, Terence, come, endorse our Nikes, endorse our boxing gloves, right? Endorse whatever, be in our movie, right? So to me, boxing has this wrong. That pay-per-view model, hasn't it killed a lot of careers? Right? I mean, some of these guys, okay, great. They can generate 200,000 pay-per-view customers. Okay, great. Does that leave a lasting legacy with the majority of fight fans? Aren't you, the fight fan, tired of hearing about a fight but not seeing it live, and then waiting to see it live either here online or in some later broadcast? Come on, man. So if I'm Terence Crawford, I sit down. I know Top Rank does a great job. They have their own channel and all this other stuff. Top Rank is top-notch in terms of their presentation, in terms of their production, right? The problem is the venue, right? Pay-per-view. I got to tell you, has anyone looked at this economy? Are you really going to be out there paying money for what? Lightweights and welterweights? Not named Floyd? I'm not sure if Kell Brook could pull a crowd on pay-per-view. And he's a damn good fighter at welter. Right? Promoters need to be savvier than this. In this tough economy, in these tough economic times, why not give us something on broadcast television? Don't have the consumer foot the bill, even though the consumer always foots the bill if you really want to get down to it. Have Pepsi foot the bill. Have corporate sponsors foot the bill. Right? Ask the network to chip in. Get the site fee. Do it the old-fashioned way. Anyway, that's how I see it. Let me hear from you. Leave your comments for me here online. Visit us at gamblersadvisory.com. Thanks for stopping by.